Also, he's going to be laning against, like, I mean, some of these heroes, you know, there's no Necro for a long time, there's no Venomancer Viper, and you're like, well, I want to see those heroes, see how that's going to go, and then after 2 games you get tired of it. Same thing probably going to happen with the Alchemist, but looking at his lane, like, he should have an easy lane. That's going to be Shaman and also Lycan. Sitting in Acid Spray is no-go. It just deals way too much damage. It's also a way to deal with the Wolf, some extra units in the lane, which means he's going to be getting extra gold, and also having a baton behind him to be able to just get him extra healing until he hits the critical mass, get that level 6. So looking forward to see the Alchemist. Yeah, you heard that correctly. On the other side, there's going to be a lot of... Yeah, it's just also a disgusting thing. 0-1 Esports, they have a lot of sustain. They have a lot of saves, survivability coming up from the heroes, and also a lot of... like just stuff on the ground, the CK illusions, shaman wards, wolves, helm of the overlord. It's gonna be very difficult, I'd say, to deal with all of those, but at least they have Alchemist. Like he's the hero that deals well with any kind of summons.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's probably why they ended up cleaning it up, and maybe we will see one of those, you know, probably the Radiance. Probably that Radiance, but I've seen it a couple times in pubs, so I'm curious to see like how much what it's gonna actually do inside of a pro game, but yeah, it can be cool. Look at all this chat. Do you see that? 260 ping? No way, dude.
Why is he complaining? What do you mean? What's wrong with 260 ping?
And they're like, do you always have this ping? He's like, I think he said, yeah. What? Like, how do you play with this? Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, the 260 is fine. Just kidding. Yeah, if I have more than 30, I'm like, this is lag. I can feel it. I can actually feel it.
I mean, they were like, yo, we have 115 ping. This is too high. And Noom's like, I'm 260, chill. But you know, speaking of noob, I think that's obviously going to be the one that we're going to be highlighting the most, right? The noob versus Stormstormer matchup. I'm probably just going to look at mid lane the whole game and pretty much what these two are going to be doing inside of the.
There is no way that noob played the other day with 260 ping on a Batrider.
No, no way. No other Rubik either, right? Rubik, if you're playing with ping like that, you can't even like by the time the spell reaches you, like yeah, things just don't work, right? So. A long pause. Do we it's just because of that lag.
Yeah, I wonder why. One guy has 260 ping. I don't know.
But he's not the one disconnected. He says chill. He's fine. His teammate has 100 and he's complaining. So.
Let's see. I can't read underneath the scoreboard. What's that? Oh.
If I need some improvement, show me. I'm not sure. They said some. I don't know what they really said. Maybe they're flaming his Mars.
Oh yeah, they talked about his spears. My cousin, peace and lane. So either me or you.
Oh, I like it. He's saying no. So they're not gonna bully each other. They're gonna play the passive lane so that they both look good. They're both gonna be really farmed. No denies.
Similar things have been said in the past, and from what I remember, people don't tend to do that. Like, it is a gentleman's agreement, but seems like people do tend to kill them in the lane.
What tournament? Was it TI even? There was like a couple of tournaments where I feel like we've had teams like dancing around each other and then just like one person breaks the rule and everyone just like starts attacking each other level 1. It's just... Oh, I love seeing it.
I can't blame the guy who starts it. You know, he sees the opportunity. You know, the other guy's gonna do it as well. Because it never happened before that, you know, after seeing that, they didn't attack each other throughout the whole game.
All right, so getting to the Dota, do you think that they have enough on the Radiant side to deal with all of that overwhelming like stuff that you're mentioning? You know, the Shaman Wards, Overlord, the like everything, the CK Phantasm, etc. Does their lineup eventually get it? Do you think the Alchemist can?
I think he can eventually. I'm just a little worried like how they get there. Also having Mars Arena against Lycan just feels really good because you're gonna be trapping him inside. You also have Rubik against OD, Rubik against Omni, like even Shaman, so it's a really good Ruby game. I don't think you want to steal stuff from Lycan and CK anyway. You're going to mostly be looking at that Astral Imprisonment.
Yep. Yeah, I can definitely see the potential for the Radiant side to take it. I'm a little worried because there's this like Omni Knight, a lot of these Dispels versus Mars could kind of break a lot of that combo. Same thing versus the Puck Coil, right? Like you can just snap the coil and then you just tell your Omni Knights Heavenly Grace you afterwards. You have a couple different things that you can definitely do. So looks like we are going to have that remake. I believe that Rubik could not reconnect. So a couple moments until then. But yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious and happy because at least it's a little bit different. I'm also not happy about saying this, but I'm happy to see Alchemist because it is a different hero and it is... I mean, he could get a lot of bonus gold this game, right? From all those summons and all these little things that are on the ground.
Yeah, I agree. They also have two ways of just breaking the coil with the spear and also telekinesis. So that's really good. And I think one thing that... I mean, we don't see too much of Rubik anyway. There was some picks, but he's not like, you know, super meta hero right now. His shard is insanely good. Having that save just... like on top of the astral imprisonment that he's going to be looking for. So having 2 saves is going to be pretty crucial.
And it's also gives you the bonus too, right? Like if you get the shard, you get astral, then your teammates can like move while they're astral as well too. So yeah, can definitely see it. Should be interesting. I think we're probably going to be cutting to a small little break. If I'm not sure if that's happening, but looks like we do have a little bit of time until we have to find out. So no, we're gonna wait. We're gonna chill out. I'm looking forward to just, like I said, mid matchup, really cool, and different heroes. I don't know. This is going to be very different from what we saw earlier, though. Extremely different kind of like games. Even
this is
and all that.
Yeah, I agree. This is also, you know, 2 really good players. We have Entity and Entity mid player Stormer, also Fishman, and then you have Noob. Like I think everyone has been impressed the way he's been playing so far in the tournament, and definitely want to see more of him.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Lycan too. I know they talked a lot about the microing. Nas, he's a big fan of that one. And yeah, it does seem like we are going to be tossing to a break. Looks like it's a little bit of an extended issue for the players to remake and rejoin. So we'll throw it to that break and we'll come back in just a couple minutes for you guys. And we're back for Ooreedo Thunders versus O1 Esports and getting right back into the action. 50 seconds until game start, and yeah, already some scouting coming out from the Wolves. Looks like they want to get these, probably just like some lane scouting just to be sure they're getting the matchups. Will the Wolf die?
They almost got the Wolf. I got a good one for you, Fog. They had to already do the draft.
But they didn't, though.
I mean, they had to, you know, redo the game, so start it all over. And yeah, we're going to hop into it. What's besides the mid matchup, because I know you mentioned it two times already, but how do you think the other lanes are going to go?
Let's see. Top is going to be Mars and Rubik. versus what? CK and Omni? What can Mars Rubik do to CK Omni, really? Maybe they can catch the Omni, like Fishman, out of position perhaps once or twice, but I feel like this is a free farm lane for CK. I think if anything, the Rubik is the one who's going to die in a lot of situations if he steps up too far. So it looks like a really strong lane for O1 Esports top with that CK and the Omni. Bottom, I think, is probably the one that Ooreedo does win, because the Alchemist and the Abaddon is just going to be able to out-sustain and push out the lane. Fishman, look at him go.
He's still going for it.
Look at this Mars. This is not what you want as a Mars. Look at this. He might even... He actually is forced to pop his stick. May have almost even died. Has to go all the way back to base. That's not how you want to start the lane. He's
TPing monster kills.
Okay, he has a
healing salve.
Okay. But if he dies, I mean, if they somehow can commit onto this Mars, that'll kind of just lose them the game. So Bloody Massacre has to be careful these first few waves. I would imagine they're going to go on aggro on him right away.
Trading so much and then using the resources, they will also need to bring some extra regeneration in that lane. Look at bottom. Skull's already going in. He gets one wolf, so some extra XP, extra gold. Abaddon level 1 is so insane. Pops the shield on himself, goes into 2 heroes, trades, and then the shield pops. So the damage is pretty nuts. It's 100 damage.
Yep. You're negating all that damage, you're doing damage back. It's like this double benefit. Yeah, Abaddon level 1 and 2 is one of the stronger. Bloody Massacre, first, yeah, he gets his level 2. Looks like they didn't actually go aggressive onto him, but onto the Rubik, perhaps, at the start, because I really thought, like, after you see that TP, after you see Salve used, you want to, like, immediately start trading on them as much as possible.
Dire's courier has been killed.
And mid, they did not block the small camp, so I think this is going to be pretty important. So this matchup, I feel like can go... It can be kind of even a little bit, I'd say, for the OD versus Puck just in a straight 1v1 like this. But if the small camp is open, I think this is where the Puck actually pulls ahead in the farm overall in the lane.
It's been a while since I saw that matchup, and they will get a kill on Rubik. Fishman will die. It's okay. Getting the first blood, coming back to lane with items, full HP, full mana. Definitely worth it for him. And Mars has no mana whatsoever, so they don't need to be careful about like his lane presence anymore. Rubik maybe has a couple of mangoes, and it's gonna take a while until he uses his career, because he just brought the items on the top lane. A little bit of a pause again.
Yeah, we just see Fishman again. We see how he full commits. Yeah. I guess I think they're going to be able to apply any pressure on CK. Like the Omni dies a couple of these times, they'll have mana to spam with the Rubik, but this is not like, this is the problem with Rubik. I feel like this hero never isn't the same as a lot of these other 4 positions that you play with Mars, that it's like, we're going to bully a lot. We're just going to keep poking and bullying. Rubik just, he doesn't have that oomph. He doesn't have that hit, that damage.
I like when you say oomph. I like when you say
it. makes sense,
that,
the oomph, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't have it until he gets, his levels. But yeah, in the laning stage, Rubik is pretty much just a Fate Bolt.
Yeah. See the level 2 on the Abaddon come out. Already starting to trade with Nas. Are seeing the Alchemist struggle a little bit down here, just securing the last hits, but not missing too many. 8 and 4. This is a funny lane, though. We have Shield to prevent damage, and then we have Shackles to heal. So they kind of both offset each other a little bit here from the supports.
It's the little interactions in Dota.
And my favorite chat wheel, by the way.
I always hear Funnick whenever they say it. And we do have Funnick playing for the boosters in this tournament.
Oh, Fishman. Spear. He's holding it for a long time. Isn't going to be enough damage. Too tanky on Fishman. Maybe considering a suicide or something soon, because he's pretty...
He has a healing salve, but let's see if he decides to go for it. He put in the healing salve, put in Deep Observer Ward to scout things out. He has 1,000 HP on Omni Knight when he uses Heavenly Grace, and here we go on the bottom. Shackles on the Alchemist. They used the opportunity because a Aphotic Shield was popped before that, so he knew, like, level 1, level 2 Aphotic Shield. Pretty long cooldown.
I gotta be honest, I would never have expected these two to kill an Alchemist in this.
Same.
Sure, they have high base damage and all that, but with an Abaddon behind, that had to have been a bit of a mistake there by Skulls. We've seen this a couple times, too, in the lane. I feel like from Slawi and Skulls. they've died a couple times. Like the other day too, I saw them like with a winning lane matchup. They were just like the Bane would just die. Then in the mid game, he made up for it. So
a little bit of a misplay there. You also gotta factor in the ping issue that they were talking about.
And Stormstormer's actually still just winning the mid lane. I thought Noob would be able to pull ahead because of that, the small camp stacking and all that, but no, the denies that you get from Astral, OD still seems to be OD.
Well, Mars doing okay. I mean, he's not gonna beat this lane. It's very hard to bully out the CK out of this lane, as you said. Fishman a little bit low on mana. Did pop a stick.
They're gonna go for the Mars instead. I thought they'd commit onto the Rubik. Are able to get rid of that damage reduction too we see from that Heavenly Grace, so adding even more of a bonus of damage and health. And Bloody Massacre now low. No salve on them either, so he's gonna have to bring one up. He's gonna miss out on a good chunk of XP, so even though he started well, now it seems like it might get a little harder until that salve comes around. Stormstormer. He's got the ult.
Nailed it.
Noob shouldn't die. Stormstormer shouldn't die in this matchup, but Noob could possibly die because you said there is ulti available on OD, and if he uses coil on him, he's just gonna Astral himself and get away from it. Puck going for the Witchblade, pretty standard stuff, I would say, just to be able to have that extra overtime damage, gives him the solo kill potential. Rune is spawning, trying to get the Rune against OD. That's always a bit tricky, and it's regeneration, so Stormstormer's gonna pick it up.
Nobody helping the Puck. That is, like we said, very big difference from what we've seen from the more experienced teams and all that. Like we were watching earlier, it's the 4-minute Rune gets checked, the 6-minute Rune gets checked, these double supports checking runes constantly. Did see O1 Esports, they did check that bottom Rune with their support, but yeah, not seeing the Radiant side doing that whatsoever. And that's the Puck with the bottle, so usually you'd want to help your bottle hero compared to the opposite.
Skulls silencing Shaman, but the damage output is just not there. Abbott does. I mean, he's relatively high level, almost level 5, 6.5 minutes in.
The time.
Pretty damn good.
Alchemist, 32 CS, like both safe laners having the same amount of CS, but in terms of net worth, he should be ahead because of the extra gold that he gets from the Griot's Greed.
Nas already has his Dominator up. Level 6 too. He might actually be able to like bully them out of this lane bottom. With this Shaman and with this Lycan having such a good start. He's level 6, the Alchemist not 6, a bad in either. I think this could be become a bit of a problem for that safe lane Alchemist here. As top Bloody Massacre. Still sitting relatively low, has to be cautious.
There's the Shackle. Lycan does not want to commit with the ulti. Even neutral keeps helping out. This is the funniest stuff. I always get surprised by it.
It always pulls me in, even when like the enemy's hitting me. I don't know what's going on. Like, it griefs me. That creep likes me.
So in the end, it's gonna be the Radiance build as we expected from the Alchemist. Monster kill.
Look at Fishman go. He's kind of like zoning both heroes off from the CK, giving that free farm, and they can't even take advantage of it. They can't even turn onto the Omni Knight because he's, like you said, has like over 1,000 HP in most of the situations.
It was a good play from Bloody Massacre. He hid underneath, like behind the tree, so CK couldn't get Reality Rift off. Noob makes a rotation, gets a kill on Shaman, gets the last hit as well. I think that's what he needs, considering that OD... Oh, top lane. Fishman will finally fall. Bloody Massacre did hit level 6 off that creep wave.
Alright. Decent little kills. But still seeing the lanes overall really going all on Esports' favor. This OD in particular, I thought that the Puck was actually going to do a little better, but really getting out-farmed, even though he's getting a kill and making moves. Stormstormer just playing the lane and crushing it, really. And now, as we mentioned, you know, I'm surprised Alchemist stayed down here. I think this was expected to happen. They have the Abba TP in, get the shield off, maybe turning for the Shadow Shaman. 1 or 2 more hits, but no.
Oh, he's gonna die as well.
On the Lycan. Yeah, too much damage. He's able to scurry away. Monster gets the lift onto the Omni Knight. Fishman also surviving with a sliver of HP. Nas, shapeshift has ended. They don't have the best damage to do with this extremely tanky Lycan. He's turning. He gets the Heavenly Grace on him. Skull's getting
good
body
block.
Beautiful. The range creep dominator, and now turning onto the Rubik as well. Really nice play from Nas.
They're TPing. They lack stunts. They needed like Puck to be able to lock them down with the coil. And here comes another rotation. It's gonna be Mars. Still no ulti for another 5 seconds. But at least Slavi gets something from it. Like he got the last hit, he got the solo XP for it.
I'm still shocked that they really wanted to just keep pushing especially with the Puck not being able to be down there using the coil earlier, that they stayed down. But okay, Bloody Massacre just finds the solo kill. Nas stays a bit greedy for that hard camp, and he's able to pick it up, but... And now Alchemist's top net worth, so okay, it ended up working out.
Yeah, because he got the kill. They already used their abilities. He knows there's no shapeshift, and they were like half HP, so there's not gonna be any pressure on him. Can farm that lane pretty safely. As we see, good body block just to get a kill.
Range creep even gets the last hit onto him too. Alk getting free farm. CK getting pretty similar of farm. OD, as we said, still all the way at the top, only 400 behind Alchemist.
He has Hand of Midas.
He's a really good hero to kill Alchemist too, right? As well too. So if he's got this type of advantage, he will kill that really fast. Even though there is that Radiance, that burn can be a little annoying, the evasion and whatnot. As an OD, you don't really itemize to deal with it. Unless you go for maybe like a Witchblade or something. I don't think that's expected on an OD though. But yeah, this is an insane amount of farm for this OD.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Monster
attack.
kill, getting the best spell he can get early on.
Got it.
Have that Astral. It's very easy to steal it anyway. Like there's 2 abilities that you can steal anyway, so... Straight up 50-50. Love those odds.
Yep. Set up on top. The Alk is under the tower. The Astral will buy him some time. His team is coming in. Skulls tries to get the shield off, but Stormstormer just drops the hammer. Monster kill being chased out. He's got another Astral in a second. Does get stunned up. It's an arena to cover. It's going to connect onto Fishman. Big damage from Bloody Massacre. Habu and Stormstormer. They've got the Astral onto the Rubik. He's got an Astral himself, though, to protect if he wants to. He's got the shield, out of mana, and will die.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're still not done. They're chasing another Astral. This is gonna be a fun game to watch. There's gonna be a lot of Astrals. Bloody Massacre gets the spear, but the right clicks from Stormstormer. As you said, like this hero just munches through the tankiness of the heroes with his orb. There's gonna be another Astral.
And during all of this, Noob died, by the way. The Shaman, I guess, got the grab with the Lycan, get the kill onto him, and they turn it into a tower as well. Dude, it's 5k gold lead out of nowhere. Even though Alchemist is farming so well, the 3 cores on the side of 01 are just free farming completely, and the Puck and Mars are just not getting much on. The Mars keeps dying, and he's moving around the map so much that it's actually crippling his net worth.
Hand of Midas kicking in.
Top tower
Yeah.
is
So
under attack.
Lycan, he does flash farm. This hero is insanely good at farming. Use that Hand of Midas. There's no creep. Ooh, he doesn't want to use it on this camp.
It's respawning
Where's
in
the
3.
value? Whew.
Oh, he's gone.
He's
Okay,
coming back.
There we
It's
go.
like, I'm gonna use it on whatever.
Level
This is gonna
12.
be very fast Aghanims on OD. He's so-called rushing it after getting the Hand of Midas and Power Treads. I think this fight started, maybe Alchemist could have lived because he like ran to the right side and tried to cut his way through the trees, but Abba was coming from the left side. Like maybe one aphotic shield would make the difference.
My bigger thing is, if they're gonna look for doing these type of plays and they're wanting to fight into OD, the only way you fight into OD is with Puck. So I'm just a bit confused where Noob was during all this. I know he got caught mid, but he was pressuring the tower, and that's what caused him to get caught instead of showing up, which is very different from the Noob that we saw the other day. His Rubik, his Batrider was unbelievably active. This time around, much quieter of a story.
I guess he doesn't feel as comfortable playing into like Shaman OD. If he gets like one stun, like he can be blown up.
Tower is under attack.
By stun, I mean one disabled.
Yeah. But these type of games, like, you know, times of, you know, we've had some patches, we've had things things change and everything, but you know, we'll use the Cinderin thing. It's an Alchemist game, and this Alchemist is not top net worth. They're actually extremely behind, so on top of being extremely behind, they're even more behind because of that fact that it's an Alchemist game. So I'm already really concerned for Radiant to having very limited ways of actually catching back up in this game.
This hero does need a momentum. You can't just rely, like you need to hit your timings correctly with the hero. It's still gonna be, what, 15, 16 minute Radiance? Because they were fighting with the Alchemist, he died. If they had Noob playing instead of him, just with the 4 while Alchemist farms, I think that would be a much better choice. And you can see Nas on the bottom lane, pressuring the tier 2 tower. Arena is available. Spear will connect, but Shaman is already there. Yeah, look at the damage. They dropped the wards. They have this helm as well, but CK shows up. This is the confusion that we talked about in the panel mentioned. Like once they get in with all this stuff, Lycan running at you, you have a
helm.
Yeah, the helm creep.
Look at it go. It's taking out, it's doing a ton of damage. It took out the Mars with the last hit, and now the tower too, and that's... Oof. I mean, that's Ooreedo looking for the fight themselves. Losing a tier 2, losing the fight massively, using all their cooldowns. This game looks like it might end quite quickly. The Radiance is going to be online for the Alchemist, but he is not as farmed as he'd like to be. He would have liked to have this like 3 minutes ago, on his way to the next item already.
I like how Shaman immediately drops the wards to understand, like, well, how are you gonna fight into this? So they have CK illusions, they have Lycan with the wolves and the helm creep. It's just very difficult for them to deal with this, because, as you said, Alchemist is not fight ready yet. Like, at least the Radiance is online, but I don't know how comfortable he feels just joining a fight. He would definitely love to have another item.
Yeah, it's too far behind. I think he's just gonna die to the burst damage, really. Like, he might survive versus the Lycan onslaught and the CK onslaught and stuff like that for a little bit of time while it builds up, but I think as soon as OD comes in, he's just dead. Like, he's just gonna get ulted every single one of the fights. CK actually probably will just shoot through him anyway, too. The CK is pretty farmed. The Echo Saber armlet already done. We'll be able to clean up their ancient stack at the very least, but they will lose their Abaddon for it, and it's right around Rosh.
Yeah, exactly. So even without having Shaman wards, they do have enough damage. They do have sustain with Omni Knight and Helm of the Overlord. On Lycan, plus
dies so
full
fast.
Aghanim Scepter. Orb does work against Rosh. Now having 2 charges plus Omni Knight, it's very difficult for Ooreedo to focus a hero. Like they start with the arena or they start with the lift. You know that there's gonna be like a dispel mechanic or there's gonna be one of those astral imprisonments. So very difficult way to just, like, when it comes down to, it's like similar when you're playing into like 2 saves. Let's say you have OD Shadow Demon, something that has been popular throughout the Dota history, and you're like, well, if we like don't stomp the lanes, if it comes down to that, like how do we approach this? Because they don't have enough lockdown. One is taking care of each other.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It definitely starts to be very problematic, as it feels like the Mars and the Puck do kind of the same thing in the game. So yeah. The thing is too is like looking at the way O1's playing, they're not splitting up. They're not even giving like chances to go for like the pickoffs where the Puck and the Mars lineup sometimes can thrive. They're just setting up, sitting on towers, staying grouped up around the Omni Knight. Top net worth, but yeah, usually you'd want to see him like 5,000 ahead or something like that. The fact that he's even with a CK and an OD.
He's behind.
It's very behind. Yeah.
It's a very weird thing to say. The most farm hero in the game is behind, but Alchemist is a different hero.
Always has been. There's the invasion. Wolves scouting, deep wards as well that we saw plays from earlier. Since they got such early tier 2s, does give you the option to be able to play even more aggressive. And the Alchemist, he stalked the Wolf right on top of him. Stormstormer.
He turned off the Radiance, trying to hide.
Okay, nicely done. But he's completely surrounded. There isn't a Abaddon coming over to attempt to save him, but he looks pretty dead.
I thought he was just gonna turn off the Radiance and try to TP out. I think that play would have been a bit better instead of trying to go in and fight into them. Problem is, they didn't have a tier 2 tower to TP to. Outpost was available, but those are longer TPs. And mid lane, they caught him inside the arena.
You took that jape too far.
Big gold. Noob needed gold too. He went for boots of travel on the puck this game. Okay. Rather than going for more early centric kind of items, looking to just be all around the map. Interesting. When they are this far behind, their map's already so small. Bit intrigued to see him that he went for that boots of travel on the puck so early.
There's still Aegis on OD, so 0-1 Esports, they want to take the fight. There's going to be a save. Good silence on Omni Knight. Can they focus him down? There's going to be no Astral save. He used it more offensively, and now it's time to strike. Noob with the double kill so far. Alchemist going in with the Radiance. Getting Astraled again. I think I'm going to be using the word Astral quite a lot.
Noob toying with them. Nice little jaunt. Dodging the stun. Stormstormer. 1-2 hits. Oh, they hurt. Stun connects onto OD. Does have to banish the spear. It'll actually hit the illusion instead of bringing Stormstormer up. And Stormstormer, he's holding his ground. Look at this damage. Oh
Astral
my
in
god.
a second. Ultra kill, give him the rampage.
Give it to him. Oh, it's Fishman. And he still had Aegis too. So it wasn't even really close for him to be going down. Is easily able to clean up the fight by himself. They did have to commit every other spell and maybe over chasing afterwards. Oh,
They finally get him. A bit surprised that they decided to like try to focus him down there and still try to take the fight. Maybe they thought it's gonna connect on CK, the spear or something. Because OD, like, look at it. Like,
They're probably just trying to
473.
bail out the Alchemist or something, right? They're probably just like, oh god, we need to bail out Alch, we need to help him, but then the spear actually doesn't actually latch onto anything and Stormstormer just freely hits him. Because if he's latched, perhaps they can like reset and run away, but game getting even more out of hand. 13,000 gold lead, 20 minutes in.
You would assume Alchemist lineup has that extra goal 20 minutes in, and Habu, he jumped in. Photic Shield keeping him alive, but big ulti from OD. The hammer plus the right click is going to bring him down. Fishman, concoction, but there is a save from Astral. 4-second stun, a Photic Shield immediately.
The saves, the Astrals, the shields, the Heavenly Grace.
Yeah, it's very difficult to commit. There's so many layers of saves that they can throw into, and so many ways to reset the fight. Puck finally has a Blink Dagger, so they might be able to... I'm gonna say jump the back lines, but then again, this OD is massive. He's sitting in the middle of the fight and not caring too much, because he knows there is another save on top of him if it's needed.
It also is scary for Noob, really, right? Like, jumping backlines, but he can just get insta-hexed. And then if he jumps backlines, he's distancing himself away from his Abaddon, who's been saving him time and time again. As Bloody Massacre, ripped to shreds. Skulls, they're just toying with him with these Astrals. Stormstormer building up that mana.
Also, Astral, one of the better spells against Abba. He uses ulti, you put him down, he gets out, he's dead. Noob playing these split pushing game, trying to buy a little bit more time.
But their base is getting sieged. Lycan's like, all right, I don't want to deal with this. You know, my hero can bypass everything like this if you're gonna try to cut some creeps and stuff. So onto the Rex. Looks like it should drop. Don't think that Ooreedo can defend this by any means. I mean, this game is well and truly over.
They just don't have enough. Alchemist was shut down. All it takes when you're playing hero like an Alchemist, Meepo, any of these heroes that are momentum based, you die once or twice and you feel like you lost a lot of value from your hero. Okay, they're gonna leash. I mean, cage the dog one more time. There's gonna be a leash as well. He's still alive.
He stood still. He got Heavenly Graced and he just stood still on the Lycan. That was really weird. Something must have happened. He is still leashed.
Oh, can we click on Lycan, please?
He's got Heavenly Grace and GA on him.
Look at all these positive and negative buffs. Most of them are positive. What happens if you have too many? I never noticed. You have 2 rows of it?
No, it goes. It like overtakes the bar. I saw it on a Terrorblade kind of recently, actually, during DBC, where he was with, I think he had a Chen or something on his team. He had like 50 auras. It was actually so hard to keep track of what was on him.
Well, we are into the replay. We just wanted to see that ultra kill from the Stormer. We don't care about Lycan potentially dying.
No, it was pretty.
Maybe,
How hard he's hitting.
Yeah, the game could potentially still be paused, so we're into the replays. A Stormer, I mean, he's been, I'd say, a shiny, up-and-coming player in Division 1 in EU.
Yeah, this is like his year. He's been super good, even in pubs and everything. As we're back in the game, Monster Kill will die to the CK. Looks like they actually were able to bail out their Lycan in time with both the Heavenly Grace as well as the Guardian Angel. Now the double Astrals continue to toy with poor Ooreedo as they're trying to get their Alchemist away. Actually
almost killed him. 2 hits and ulti to kill the enemy carry hero. That's pretty nuts.
I thought he was dead, to be honest, because they had the Grove Bow. I thought the Magic Amp was going to be enough, but still pushes him back to base, kills the Abaddon, and back to business.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Hex, instantly, it's onto the puck. Look at Devil go. Beautiful grab.
It's time to start thinking about the next game, like how you're gonna approach it, because this one feels really over. He gets jumped, he gets hexed and dies immediately. Alchemist is trapped. I mean, he did have a BKB, but still the right click is a bit too much. 0-1 Esports. I mean, they showed some great performance.
Yeah, they kind of just dominated this game, even though it was Ooreedo looking to make some aggressive moves early on, especially with the Mars with Bloody Massacre. They started to fall behind super fast. Like this Lycan just taking these buildings incredibly early, setting that pace. And the OD just going for this Midas, almost doubling the net worth of the puck really early on. And yeah, a bit of a quieter game from Noob than I would have expected. Like I thought he was going to be much more active around the map, and he got caught a couple times and it felt like they couldn't do anything after that.
Those kills on the bottom lane, when they start TPing, I think this is where the game started to break. And then Alchemist dying on the top lane again did set him back quite a lot. And yeah, delaying his Radiance, delaying his second item to be able to be unkillable in the middle of the fight is what kind of sealed the deal for him.
Yeah, we got to see an Alchemist. I kind of saw what I expected. I don't really know if that hero is very good. It doesn't seem very good right now. Still feels up too slow, especially with the meta being so fast-paced. We kind of saw what happened, where even if you get your Radiance so early, it's not about... You need to have the successful lane and be able to get that second item as well and all that. So maybe the meta doesn't fit the Alchemist right now, but we'll see what our analysts think after we go to an ad break, and we will see you guys soon after that.